If you're over 60, this may be the most important message you hear today. Stroke rarely gives you a second chance. One moment you feel fine, the next your hand won't move, your speech stumbles, or worse, your memory slips away like smoke in the wind. As a neurologist with over 25 years caring for stroke patients across the country, there's one thing I can tell you for sure. Most strokes don't come out of nowhere. They build up silently over weeks and months, fueled by simple, overlooked habits, especially ones you do every single morning. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to warn you. Because I've seen too many seniors lose their independence, their memories, their joy, because of preventable strokes. People just like Howard, 69, who ignored one subtle habit until his entire left side froze up. His story could be yours or someone you love. This video is not about fear. It's about power, your power to take control of your health. We'll count down the top 7 everyday habits that silently raise your stroke risk overnight. Some might surprise you. Some you might be doing right now. But all of them are dangerous. We'll also discuss symptoms you should never ignore and how small, science-backed changes can protect your brain and blood vessels for years to come. So stay with me, because at the end of this video, I'll share one final habit most people forget, and it could be the one that saves your life. Before we dive in, if you care about staying sharp, independent, and stroke-free, click like and subscribe for more videos inspired by elderly reflections, senior health, and life lessons from the elderly. Now, let's begin with habit number 1. There's one morning habit that many seniors never think twice about, but it may be the reason your brain doesn't get the oxygen it desperately needs. Waking up and jumping out of bed too fast is something seemingly harmless, even routine. But your brain spends every night in recovery. As you sleep, your blood pressure lowers, your heart rate slows, and your circulation softens to a gentle rhythm. Then morning comes. Many seniors immediately leap out of bed, eager to start the day. But that rush might be the single most dangerous movement for your brain. This sudden transition from lying down to standing can trigger what's known as orthostatic hypotension, a sharp drop in blood pressure. And when blood flow to your brain is interrupted, the consequences can be dire. That's what happened to Ethel, a 71-year-old retired teacher in Nebraska. One morning, she stood up too quickly to answer the phone. Her vision blurred. Her legs gave out. She collapsed from a mini stroke. Ethel recovered, but it changed her life and how she gets out of bed. She now rises slowly, stretches, breathes deeply, and gives her brain time to catch up. What used to take seconds now takes a minute, but that minute might be the most protective moment of her day. So, what can you do to prevent this? Make waking up a ritual of patience. Begin by breathing deeply while still lying down. Slowly transition to a seated position, allowing your body to reorient. Take a moment to move your toes, rotate your wrists, and sit at the edge of the bed. Only when you feel balanced and steady should you stand. Think of it like warming up an old car in winter. You don't race it out of the driveway. Giving your body this extra minute may mean the difference between a strong morning and a medical emergency. Elderly wisdom reminds us it's the little things that save us. Honor your body's rhythms, and your body will return the favor. Another habit is as simple as a glass of water, but ignoring it could be silently harming your circulation every single morning. Skipping water first thing in the morning happens more often than you'd think. The brain is nearly 75% water, and after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body wakes up naturally dehydrated. Many seniors don't realize that going straight for coffee instead of water thickens the blood, raises blood pressure, and restricts healthy circulation to the brain. This silent risk is what caught Howard, 70, a retired firefighter from Chicago, by surprise. He'd wake, brew his coffee, and skip breakfast. One morning, he collapsed in his kitchen. A mild stroke. The doctor asked, "Did you drink any water this morning?" He hadn't. Dehydration poses a serious risk for older adults, particularly those on medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills. Without adequate water, your blood thickens. Your heart strains. Your brain, desperate for oxygen, is left vulnerable. The scary part is that symptoms don't always show up right away. Dehydration creeps in quietly, affecting memory, balance, and even your mood. Over time, the impact adds up, making your brain more vulnerable to a serious event. To change this, begin each day with a full glass of room temperature water before anything else. Avoid icy cold water, which can shock the digestive system. If it helps you remember, add a slice of lemon. The key is consistency. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Thirst is your body's late stage alert. By the time you feel it, the damage may already be setting in. Your brain, your heart, your balance, they all depend on hydration. Start each day with this non-negotiable habit. As shared in elderly reflections, water before worry. It's not just a cute saying, it's a prescription for clarity. And here's a common mistake that's hiding in plain sight on your breakfast plate. High-sodium breakfast choices are one of the most overlooked dangers for senior health. We all want quick, easy meals, but most convenient foods are salt bombs in disguise. Instant oatmeal, turkey sausage, even low-fat cheese can contain dangerously high levels of sodium. Why is this a problem? Because your blood pressure naturally spikes in the morning. Combine that with a sodium-loaded meal, and you've created a high-pressure storm in the delicate vessels of your brain. It's like blowing air into a balloon that's already stretched too thin. Something's going to give. Sandra, 72, from Oregon, thought she was making good choices. Low-sugar cereal, processed sausage, and toast. Over time, her blood pressure crept up. Then one morning, while brushing her teeth, she lost feeling in her left hand. A small stroke. A quiet warning. That morning, she remembered the sausage label. 680 milligrams of sodium in one serving. She now starts her day with boiled eggs, unsalted oatmeal, and avocado toast. She says her mornings feel clearer, more balanced, and she no longer fears the unknowns of her breakfast. So how can you do better? Choose unsalted oatmeal topped with berries instead of instant flavored packets. Enjoy hard-boiled eggs with slices of avocado rather than bacon or sausage. Read nutrition labels carefully. Sodium often hides even in heart-friendly brands. Make it a goal to stay under 400 milligrams of sodium for breakfast. If you can manage that, you're already lowering your stroke risk by a measurable percentage. Your brain is sensitive to pressure. Protecting your morning means protecting your mind. Change what's on your plate, and you change what's ahead. This isn't about going on a diet. It's about preserving your independence, your memory, and your peace of mind. The path to senior health often begins with your first fight. Elderly motivation teaches us, if you want a clear mind, start with a clean meal. And that begins the moment you rise. Sometimes what feels like a pick-me-up could actually be putting your brain at serious risk. Drinking too much coffee on an empty stomach coffee is comforting. It's a ritual. For many seniors, it's the smell of morning. But drinking coffee on an empty stomach, and especially drinking too much, can silently damage your vascular system. Caffeine spikes adrenaline, increases heart rate, and constricts blood vessels. For those over 60, whose arteries may already be stiff or narrowed, this creates a recipe for restricted blood flow to the brain. This was the case for Martha, 73, from Florida. She used to drink 2 strong cups of coffee before breakfast. One morning, she felt her heart racing, her speech slurred slightly, and her vision blurred. It passed quickly, but it was a transient ischemic attack, a mini stroke. She had always considered coffee a harmless joy, but it was now linked to a terrifying wake-up call. Doctors explained that the combination of fasting, dehydration, and a high caffeine dose can elevate cortisol and restrict oxygen to the brain. For those living with chronic conditions like hypertension or arrhythmia, this combination is particularly risky. The danger is real, but the solution is simple. Start your day with water, then eat something light, like a banana or a boiled egg, before your coffee. Limit caffeine to one moderate cup and avoid adding excess sugar or artificial creamers. You can still savor your morning brew, but only after your body has been gently awakened and fueled. Even better, switch to herbal or decaf versions a few days a week. For many seniors, balance, not abstinence, is key. Coffee isn't the enemy, but like all powerful things, it demands respect. Used right, it fuels you. Misused, it increases pressure where you least expect. Morning rituals should support your brain, not stress it. As shared in many life lessons from the elderly, it's not what you take, but when and how you take it that matters. Here's a subtle danger many seniors ignore because it feels so ordinary, waking up and feeling a little off. Ignoring morning dizziness or weakness. Feeling slightly dizzy or weak in the morning may seem harmless. Many seniors brush it off as poor sleep or aging. But this symptom can be an early red flag for something far more serious: poor circulation, mini strokes, or rising blood pressure. John, 68, in Pennsylvania, often felt his legs wobble when he got out of bed. One morning, he reached for his cane and dropped it. His hand just didn't respond. It passed in a few minutes, but it was a sign. His doctor later diagnosed him with a series of small, unnoticed TAs, transient ischemic attacks. Unfortunately, too many seniors ignore these signals. They blame the mattress, the weather, or even dreams. But the truth is, your brain might be gasping for blood flow. Early morning is a critical window when your circulatory system transitions from rest to activity, and that transition can expose weaknesses. Symptoms to watch for include dizziness or lightheadedness, numbness in limbs, slurred or slowed speech, and a feeling that something's just not right. If these symptoms appear, do not dismiss them. Keep a journal or use a health tracker to log any unusual patterns. Share them with your doctor. And never wait it out. Document it. Call your physician. A few minutes of action can prevent a lifetime of recovery. There's wisdom in slowing down, listening, and acting. Your body remembers everything. It's your most honest storyteller. As one elderly man once shared in a stroke recovery group, my body told me every day. I just wasn't listening until it screamed. Let this reminder echo in your morning quiet. When your brain whispers, don't wait for the shout. Now we reach a habit that seems simple but can trigger a chain reaction of health problems if done wrong. Skipping medications or taking them incorrectly. Morning medications aren't just pills, they're your body's armor. Many seniors take blood pressure meds, blood thinners, or cholesterol drugs. But skipping them, taking them late, or taking them without food or water can destabilize your entire system. Blood pressure rises naturally in the early hours. If you miss your medication, your body might be left exposed at its most vulnerable moment. This isn't just theory, it's clinical reality seen in hospitals every day. Eleanor, 74, from Arizona, forgot her morning pills often. She'd double up later when she remembered, until she fainted in her garden. Her blood pressure had dropped too low from the overcorrection. It led to a brief hospital stay and a new outlook. Research shows that seniors who miss more than 2 doses per week are at significantly increased risk for cardiovascular events, including strokes. Yet, up to 40% of older adults report forgetting medication at least once a week. Solutions exist, and they're simple. Use alarms or digital reminders. Pair your dose with a daily habit like brushing your teeth. Use pill organizers labeled by time and day, and set up pharmacy refill reminders or use auto delivery services. And most importantly, never self-adjust your dose. Feeling better doesn't mean the condition is gone. Speak to your doctor or pharmacist before making changes. It's not weakness to need reminders. It's wisdom. In elderly reflections, many elders say the same thing. Our routines are our lifelines. Protect your brain by protecting your habits. Every pill you take correctly is a vote for your independence tomorrow. Sometimes the simplest urge, one you feel within minutes of waking, can quietly raise your stroke risk in ways most seniors never imagine. Holding in urine for too long after waking at something almost everyone has done. You wake up, feel the pressure in your bladder, and think, I'll go in a minute. Maybe you check your phone, sit for a while, or even make coffee first. But delaying that trip to the bathroom, especially first thing in the morning, can quietly put your brain in danger. When you hold in urine, especially after hours of sleep, your bladder becomes overly full. This triggers a spike in stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, both of which increase your blood pressure and constrict blood vessels. For seniors whose arteries are already narrow or stiff, this added stress can tip the balance and elevate the risk of a morning stroke. Most seniors already experience natural morning surges in blood pressure as the body transitions from rest to activity. Holding in urine adds fuel to that fire, silently increasing vascular tension at a critical moment. Walter, 77, from Michigan, had a habit of lounging in bed for half an hour after waking. One day, he stood up too quickly, still holding in his urine, and collapsed in the hallway. Doctors later found signs of a minor stroke, likely linked to a sudden spike in blood pressure. He recovered, but that moment changed his mornings forever. I thought I was being relaxed, taking it slow, he later shared, but I was putting my brain at risk without knowing it. What most people don't realize is that a full bladder doesn't just create discomfort. It sends emergency signals through the nervous system that influence your cardiovascular health. These signals tell your body, we're under pressure, triggering responses that may increase stroke risk. Studies have shown that early morning spikes in blood pressure are one of the strongest predictors of stroke in seniors, and the act of holding it makes those spikes even worse. Moreover, in some seniors, an overfull bladder can even trigger abnormal heart rhythms, known as arrhythmias. These irregular beats can lead to the formation of blood clots. Once formed, these clots can travel to the brain and block critical blood flow, resulting in a stroke. The risk is greater for those with a history of high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, or sleep apnea. But even those without known conditions are not exempt. Age alone increases the sensitivity of the cardiovascular system. The fix? Simple, yet urgent. Get up and go as soon as your body signals you. Don't check emails. Don't scroll social media. Don't sip coffee first. Respond immediately to nature's call. Doing so not only relieves the pressure, but sends a calming signal to your nervous system, reducing the hormonal stress cascade that could otherwise damage your blood vessels. Morning bladder care is brain care. Treat it that way. You are not just preventing discomfort, you are protecting your independence, your clarity, and your future. Throughout this video, we've explored the hidden ways our daily routines can silently increase stroke risk. From jumping out of bed too fast, to skipping medication, to drinking too much coffee too early, to ignoring dizziness, and finally, to holding in urine, each small decision stacks into a larger picture of brain health. Here's the truth. Strokes often appear sudden, but they're usually the result of months or years of minor missteps. But that means there's hope, because what's built over time can also be changed over time. So what can you do? Start by rising slowly. When your eyes open, don't rush. Allow your body to make that gentle transition from horizontal to vertical. Sit up slowly, dangle your feet off the bed, take a few deep breaths. This small ritual gives your circulatory system time to adjust, reducing the chance of dizziness or blood pressure shock. Next, drink water first. Before caffeine, before food, even before you check your phone. A glass of room temperature water begins rehydrating your brain, thinning your blood, and improving oxygen delivery to vital areas. Seniors who hydrate early show improved memory, balance, and mood throughout the day. Then, eat smart. Instead of high-sodium processed foods, choose whole ingredients. Fresh fruit, plain oatmeal, boiled eggs, whole grain toast with avocado. These aren't just trendy. They're stroke prevention meals, proven to support cardiovascular health. Fiber supports circulation, and potassium-rich foods help regulate blood pressure. Respect your symptoms. If you feel dizzy, confused, weak, or off in any way, Don't ignore it. That's your brain waving a red flag. Call your doctor. Keep a journal. Log patterns. Use technology like a senior health tracker to make sure nothing slips past your attention. Take your medication every time the right way. Never skip. Never double dose without instruction. Use alarms. Pill boxes. Pair it with another habit. Your medication is your shield. Worn daily, it protects your mind from silent threats. And when you wake up, honor that first signal from your bladder. Don't wait. Don't downplay it. Respond. That small trip to the bathroom could be the strongest move you make all day. These aren't just checkboxes. They're acts of self-respect, of wisdom, of claiming your independence and guarding the years you still have ahead. You are not just surviving, you are designing your future. Your mornings matter. Each choice is a building block for longevity, clarity, and peace. In elderly wisdom circles, there's a saying, the way you treat your morning is the way you treat your life. Each day, you're given a new chance to protect your brain, your body, your memories. Whether you're 60 or 90, it's never too late to begin again, with intention, with knowledge, with grace. So now it's your turn. Which of these habits have you been ignoring? What change will you make tomorrow morning to protect your brain? Leave us a comment. What part of the world are you watching from? Your experience, your voice, and your reflection matter here. And if this video gave you something to think about, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss future stories, health advice, and reflections from the elderly community. Share this video with someone who needs it. Let's protect our minds, one morning at a time.